Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Indiana Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited you're here. My name is Catherine, and I'll be your facilitator for this session. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. If you have any questions, feel free to submit your questions through the Q&A button. You can type in your questions to the presenters at any time. They are here, ready and available to answer your questions. This is one of many college presentations being offered, so make sure to check the schedule on the website for more sessions. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded and will be available at scan.com/Indiana. We are currently in session A1, where my mouse is circling at the moment. And this is also the same order of presentations. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to our first presenter from the University of Cincinnati.
Thank you. I don't have any slides to share, so I'll just be reading something for you all. So my name is Andrea Prebles. I represent the University of Cincinnati as an admissions counselor. The University of Cincinnati is the second largest public institution in the state of Ohio. To give a number for that, it's about 48,000 students amongst all three campuses. And that's kind of one of our big points of pride. We are one university with multiple pathways. So we have one main campus in downtown Cincinnati and two smaller regional branch campuses that allow students to start at an open access university such as those. Across all of our campuses, we have over 400 programs of study to choose from, so there's a lot of options for students. And our student to faculty ratio is 19:1. So we try to make our large university feel a little bit smaller in that classroom setting. That way you're able to get individualized attention from your faculty members. The most popular areas of study here at the University of Cincinnati include engineering, business, nursing, anything related to the arts field, so like communication design, which is our version of graphic design, architecture, things of that nature where you're making things and being creative, the College Conservatory of Music, and the Medical Sciences program, which is an undergraduate program in our College of Medicine. One of the biggest things we like to touch on is that 100% of our students are involved in some sort of experience-based learning opportunity, which takes place outside of the classroom. So you're getting hands-on experience directly related to the field that you are going to study. And so we want to make sure that we provide as many opportunities as possible through co-ops, internships, clinical rotations, student teaching. There's really something for everybody, and every single student is required to do at least one of these experiences before they graduate. Student involvement is huge on our campus as well. We like to really touch on how we have over 500 clubs and organizations that you can join, anything from business fraternities to Battleship Canoe or the Milkshake Club. There's really something for everybody. And like many other campuses, if you find that you're missing something, you can always create your own organization as well. Moving on to our application review and what that looks like. We are a direct admit university, so you are applying for a direct admission into whatever major you are really going for, and you will be directly admitted into that program if you're admissible and start classes freshman year. You can apply through the common application. That is where you can find us. That opened up on August 1st, so we're about a month in. And if you apply by December 1st of your senior year, you are guaranteed consideration for all of our scholarships, our university honors program, and admission into our most competitive programs, as some of them do close with that early action deadline. We're going to be test optional for the fall of 2022, and our middle 50% for GPA is anywhere between a 3.1 and a 3.9. That's where most of our students fell for fall 2021. And I think that'll do it for me. So I'll go ahead and pass it on to the next person, give you some extra time.
Awesome, thank you so much. Our next representative is from Bowling Green State University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Keon Camden. I am the admissions rep for Bowling Green State University in the state of Indiana. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here for a little bit. I can't really see what is, let me see if I can. pull this down. Can you see it okay?
Yes, good to go.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to, can you give me some help on how to pull up what I'm seeing? Because I can't really see what you guys can see right now. All right, did it change slides?
Yes, it's on the welcome
Okay.
slide.
All right, awesome. So Bowling Green is a Division I university also. We are home to about 20,000 students, 16,000 of them being for undergraduate, and then about 4,000 pursuing their master's or their doctorate. We've got students from all 50 states, as well as over 70 plus countries. And then we're also ranked one of the safest colleges in the US, which is something that's a big emphasis when you're looking at schools. You want to know that it's going to be a safe environment, it's going to be a fun environment, and that's exactly what BGSU is. The town of Bowling Green really is what sculpted itself around the university. So the university was one of the first things in the town of Bowling Green. And now the population of our city is about 31,591. And we love the fact that our university has a great relationship with the city of Bowling Green, as well as the civilians, the business owners, and things like that. So our students love being able to walk down. I think it's about a 3-minute walk downtown Bowling Green to be able to explore the boutiques, the coffee shops, the antique stores, and everything else. So it's a great environment for the city and the university together as a collaboration. We do have a 2-year living requirement for our campus. So if you're within 50 miles of our campus, you are allowed to commute if you would do so choose. But you're also allowed, if you're outside of 50 miles, you are required to stay on campus our first 2 years, which is something I push on students that are also within 50 miles, because you really can't get that full college experience at BGSU University without staying on campus. We have something that's kind of unique to our university too. It's called Life Design. So what this is design coaches that are helping students when it comes to coming into BGSU throughout their 4 years at BGSU, and then also when it comes to helping them turn professional and enter the professional world at the end of their time here with BGSU. They'll check in with you, that you have a class that you take with them. They'll keep you on top of your classes. They'll help you kind of decide on internships and co-ops and things like that. And then they'll also help you when it comes to building that resume, getting ready for those interviews and such. So kind of like a little sidekick to help you along the way through those developmental years, which these are some very big developmental years you go through when you go to and attend a college. When you're looking at a university, most universities will have admissions counselors and maybe some other parts that play a part into the search process. Here at BGSU, we kind of have the entire university has a hand in it. So you'll have your admissions counselors, which I am and my team will be. Then you'll have our academic recruiters, which are based out of each of our academic colleges that are able to give you a little bit more in-depth information on specific colleges you might be interested in. And then you will be able to also get you in touch with our financial aid office, our bursar office, our counseling services, our advising office, and so much more. So we have the ability to get you into contact with everyone on our office so that that relationship you build is not only with your admissions counselor, but with the university itself. Life in the classroom looks a little different as a Division I college, right? Our average class size is only 24. The average class size as a Division I college, that's something that's kind of unique, something we like to share, with a 9-to-1 student faculty staff ratio, okay? We do have over 200 majors and programs, so there's something for just about everyone. And even if you're not sure what you want to do, that's fine. We have a major for that too. And actually that major brings in about 45% of our incoming freshmen every single year, our deciding student program. Academic excellence is something that we hold ourselves accountable for, something that we hold to a higher standard here at BGSU. We are ranked #1 in the Midwest for student satisfaction. So what that means is that we sent out basically polls to our students after they graduated and said, if you had the chance to do it all over again, would you pick BGSU? And most of them said yes. So something that we're really, really honored to be able to say about our university. But something that's also pretty neat is that we do have an honors college here at BGSU, which is for those that maybe want to take a chance and see how much more they can take on and exceed with while here at BG. So it does require an additional application. There are some full tuition scholarships that are offered out of the honors college. So if you're interested in either of those things, definitely would be a great, great thing to do, to reach out to me. I'll definitely make sure to drop my email at the end of this presentation. Beyond the classroom, we've got 400 plus student organizations. We've got 18 Division I NCAA teams, 23 club sports, which 6 of these are ranked nationally, and then 56 intramural sports as well. We have over 500 opportunities to study abroad through BGSU. The time spans ranging from 2 weeks to a whole year. And then we do have sororities and fraternities here on our campus. So Greek life is an opportunity for those too. But if you're looking to make some extra cash while you're working, while you're going throughout school, you can also do that. So about 3,500 jobs for our undergrad students and about 9,600 for our students that are attending BGSU. Just a couple last notes I want to point out is that 97% of our graduates report they're employed in graduate school or started their own business within 6 months. So a lot of good stuff going on over here at BGSU. We really want to welcome you to our Falcon family if you do so choose, if you're interested. If you're, like I said, I will drop my contact information in the chat box for you all. So that is the end of my presentation today.
Great, thank you. All great information. Before we hear from our next representative, just a friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, to feel free to submit those using the Q&A chat. Any questions at all, our representatives are here and available to answer your questions. The next representative is from Art Academy of Cincinnati.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Sam Herbers. I work with the Art Academy of Cincinnati, and I'm a recent graduate myself, having just been through the program. Like it says in the name, the Art Academy of Cincinnati is a fine art and design school. And so the focus is going to be a little bit different than a traditional college experience, focusing on a Bachelor of Fine Arts over any other specific degree. And within that, you'll have a lot of options to take different majors and minors that you can choose from and kind of dabble in to really round out the set of skills that you think you'll need as an artist. Let's see here. Here we go. The Art Academy of Cincinnati is built around building a new generation of new artists and creative, imaginative people. Where the world is at a point right now where you really kind of need more creative individuals out there who are willing to kind of push back and be visionaries and create a newer and brighter future. Our curriculum is going to cover lots of different majors and minors. We offer things like creative writing, design, illustration, painting, drawing, sculpture, print media, photography, and newly added this year, a full-time animation major, as well as a film, video, and audio major. But something that kind of separates us from other schools is that every single major can also be a minor. You can double major in anything you see here. You can major or minor in anything you see here. And it really allows a lot of flexibility. We offer a major fluid program. So no matter what classes you take, they're going to flow into the same degree, allowing you the freedom to kind of pick and choose what you're going to find important to your own like studio practice or whatever you're going to need to round out the set of skills you'll need for a specific job you might be shooting for. 1/3 of what you'll be taking with us is liberal arts classes. Your academics are going to cover things like history, art history, and all kinds of ologies, sociology, psychology, things that get you thinking about why you make artwork and how you can apply that to a job. And then also 2/3 of what you'll be doing is actual in-studio classes where you're learning, experimenting, playing with new materials, and learning from actual working artists in the area. You'll have access to studios as part of our facilities here. Every student gets access to a studio space that they share with their best friends. It really creates this awesome collaborative space that you can do whatever you want in, really hands-on learning. They're open format spaces where you really can just treat it like a job, show up to the work. I use the studio as a way to kind of separate my art life and my home life and get away from working on a desk in my bedroom, So it's definitely a highlight of your time here at the Art Academy. Along with those, the facilities are going to offer all kinds of studio spaces that will cover anything you're going to need for the majors. The school itself only has about 200 students at any given time. So it's going to be a much smaller experience. I knew every teacher by their first name and they knew me and what I like to make. And so everyone's very approachable, and every teacher we employ is a practicing artist themselves with their own galleries, studio practices, and other professional experience. You'll end up working one-on-one with those teachers. I felt like I was treated like a peer to the people I was there to learn from. And that can be a really, really awesome hands-on learning experience. Faculty-student ratio is about 8-to-1. So we are located in downtown Cincinnati in the over the Rhine area. And you'll work very closely surrounded by local galleries, publishing houses, design firms, libraries, and so many more things, examples of which you can see here. Internships are available as well, and many people that tend to take an internship with specific art houses or things like that will end up getting jobs working with those people and with those places that they're currently working with as a student. So we want to make sure that you kind of hit the ground running, ready to tackle the world as an artist, and destigmatize that idea of the starving artist, the idea that you can't succeed doing this, because we have a 150-year history, a rich history of proving that wrong. Our application steps cover a couple different things. We're really only looking for 3 things: the application itself, the portfolio review, and a final high school transcript or transcript from whatever school you might be transferring from. The application is free, and you can do that on our website. I'll also link it in the chat after I'm done presenting. And you can also apply via Common App if you would prefer that. The portfolio is going to be a big part of the process and very important to what we require, but we're looking for the art that you make. We want to see what your personal projects are, the concepts behind the work, and get a feel for your motivations as an artist. We offer scholarships to every single student that is accepted, receiving an entry scholarship that lasts all 4 years as long as you keep a 2.0 or higher, and a tuition promise where whatever the tuition rate is at when you are enrolled, it will stay the same for all 4 years that you would spend pursuing your degree with us. So you don't have to worry about extra costs or unforeseen things. It's very helpful in that regard. Again, you can apply at artacademy.edu. I really enjoyed my time there. You know, I think it's very worthwhile. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I will also drop that in the chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. The next representative is from BaldwinWallace University. Believe you're on.
Hi, yeah, sorry, still trying to figure all that out. Hi, my name is Kayla Proctor, and I am the admissions representative today for BaldwinWallace University. As a small to mid-sized school of just under 3,000 full-time undergraduate students, we are incredibly focused on a personalized approach to education. We keep our class sizes small at an average of about 18 students per class so that our faculty have the opportunity to get to know each and every one of their students. We really do pride ourselves in our professors knowing our students as individual people outside of the classroom. Most importantly, our faculty are focused on their student success. Our individualized faculty advising allows each of our students to work one-on-one with their professors so that they can really execute their interests through internships, research, or study abroad. BW offers over 80 different majors, and you can see here that students study a variety of different academic areas. Some of our more unique majors include a brand new 4-year undergraduate nursing degree, a speech-language pathology 5-year program, general engineering, a nationally recognized musical theater program that in some publications have been ranked #1, an exciting engineering and neuroscience program, cybersecurity analysts, a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Acting and Hospitality and Tourism, just to name a few. As you can see, we cover a variety of majors in the School of Arts and Sciences, School of Education and Health Sciences, School of Business, and our Conservatory of Music. Our students are also incredibly involved and had a lot of school spirit. We offer over 100 clubs and organizations, from the Outdoors Club to a gaming club to student government to national fraternities and sororities, faith-based organizations, and 23 Division III varsity sports. We also do offer a ton of intramural sports that if you're not quite sure if the Division III path is for you, we still want you to be able to execute your sport. Our students all have an experiential learning requirement for graduation. So this means that students must graduate with a minimum of 30 hours of an incredibly impactful resume building, internship, research opportunity, or study abroad opportunity. It really depends on how you work with your personalized faculty advisor and what major you decide to do. BW is located in Berea, Ohio, which is about 20 minutes southwest of downtown Cleveland. In addition to a variety of cultural, social, and athletic opportunities in the city, our students are most well served by internship opportunities available so close to campus. Our reputation of strong, well-prepared, hardworking students has caused Cleveland companies and organizations to actively seek our students. Our students have interned with Fortune 500 companies, professional sports teams, nationally ranked hospital systems, and many more. In an effort to meet the demands in growing fields like engineering, computer science, network security, and mathematics, BaldwinWallace just opened in January our brand new Austin E. Knowlton Center to house all of our STEM majors. This state-of-the-art facility will house advanced labs and promote collaborative spaces among faculty and staff. Also brand new this year is our 4-year undergraduate nursing program. We did just upgrade our nursing facility that has new VR clinicals as well as simulation labs. BaldwinWallace will be test optional for all students. As you can see, standardized test scores are not required for admission to BW regardless of a student's GPA and are not factored into a student's merit scholarship eligibility. Some students may choose to send us their test scores, but they are not required. All of BW's admitted students will receive merit scholarship based off of their high school weighted GPA at the time of their admission, and it is renewable for all 4 years. When looking at the application, you can apply to BW on our own application or through the Common App, both which are free to apply. We're really looking for your application, your high school transcript, a school report form. Beyond that, everything else is optional. If you are interested in our BFA of acting major or anything that is under our conservatory, that usually does require an audition fee and an audition. Finally, our students have been back on campus and in our classrooms, and we have been welcoming prospective students for on-campus visits for the past few months. We are offering one-on-one information sessions as well as personalized tours, and some of our students have even been meeting with faculty members. If you are more comfortable staying from home, we do offer virtual visits as well. So please ask any questions that you have or feel free to reach out to me, and thank you so much for attending this session.
Very helpful, thank you. Before we hear from our next two representatives, just another friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, to feel free to submit those using the Q&A button. Any questions at all about the college application process, or if you have a specific question for school, to also feel free to use the Q&A function to submit those questions there. Our next representative is from Xavier University.
Hi, thank you so much. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Mac Yates. I am the admissions representative for Xavier University. We are based in Cincinnati, Ohio. I fully believe that Cincinnati is a very underrated state, so that's something that already right off the bat does something for Xavier University itself. I came to Xavier University. I'm a proud graduate of 2019, and I kind of stuck around, and I'm working here now and love promoting the school in our admissions department. So like I said, we're about 5 to 10 minutes from downtown Cincinnati. We'll get into that a little bit more. But when you first step onto campus, what's going to happen is our Manresa, which is our freshman orientation. It's actually 4 days before the start of classes, so it's a very immersive experience. It's a way to get your feet wet already on campus, get you familiar with the campus geography, the campus resources, and just see what a welcoming environment it is to be at Xavier. And also just kind of gives you a window view into the community at Xavier too. That's something that you're going to hear on campus a lot, is we have a strong, tight-knit community feel here on campus. And that's something that we put, teachers, faculty, and students all together, like something that we put all our energy into to really make happen. A little bit about our freshman class. 55% are from out of the state of Ohio, so Xavier's definitely become quite the melting pot. We are pulling from all over the East Coast, all over the West Coast, the South, and all throughout the Midwest too. So You definitely going to meet a lot of different people here, and we firmly believe that you learn best from people that are, most different from you. And that really caters to the community aspect we have on campus. Another stat I like to point out here is that 40% are the only ones to come from their high school. What that means is that, you're not coming into a university where people already have their pre-established friend groups. There's not a lot of doors to open or anything like that. If you put yourself out there, get involved, whether it's clubs, sports, or academics, or just your dorm life in general, you're going to meet people, and people want to meet you. So you're definitely going to have a lot of people to meet, lean on, and they'll in turn look for that from you as well. It doesn't matter what your grade is, where you're from, what dorm you live in, anything like that. Everybody has the opportunity to get to know everybody, as long as you're taking those first couple steps to put yourself out there. A little bit about our academics. We have more than 90 undergrad degree programs here on campus, but if you're not sure what you want to major in right off the bat, that's totally fine. You can take those first 2 years, your freshman, sophomore year, to kind of pick and choose classes, see what you might be interested in, and still not falling behind on credits. You're still taking the core curriculum, so you're gonna graduate on time in 4 years, which is one of our main goals. So you can kind of pick and choose classes, see what you might be interested in, and then finally land on a major. We also have a 12-to-1 student-teacher ratio here on campus. Your teachers want to see you succeed inside and outside the class. Whether it's inside the class, like make sure you're on top of your stuff and assignments and quizzes and tests, or offering students like different research opportunities over the summer, or emailing the class and saying like, hey, there's this cool internship opportunity. That 12-to-1 student-teacher ratio really helps us in that sense. Also, your class sizes are going to be like on average 25 to 30 students per class. So you're definitely going to have a lot of in-depth discussions within those classes, and not feel overcrowded. You're going to have a lot of FaceTime with your professors too. Your professors are required to be on campus. We don't have any TAs or grad assistants or teaching assistants or anything like that. So that's definitely something that we're really proud of. And then these are some of our top top majors, I should say, at Xavier. Nursing is definitely right up there. Business on the side is right under that. Nursing and business are definitely our top two. A lot of different business majors across the board. You'll see marketing and finance on there, as well as exploratory. So like I said, if you're not sure what you want to major in right off the bat, you can be an exploratory major, which is our version of undecided, and dip your feet into a couple different things and see what you might be interested in. Also, we want to see you succeed at Xavier and after Xavier too. So right from the get-go, even before you come onto Xavier's campus, we have a couple different people that are looking out for you. So your academic advisor is going to be making sure that you're divvying up your credits, making sure you're completing everything on time, so you do graduate on time in 4 years. The success coach is going to help you out with making that transition from high school to college, which we know is not always the easiest thing. We want to make sure that we're taking care of you with that. And your career coach is going to be someone who's going to be helping you, looking at your time after Xavier. So there's a couple different other people on this list, and really what their main job is make sure that you're comfortable at Xavier, you're reaping all the benefits of being at Xavier and getting an Xavier education, and that you're prepared to walk off that stage, grab that diploma, and in a Jesuit term, light the world on fire. This is a picture of the Cintas Center. So we are a D1 school. Men's basketball is definitely one of our top sports here in the Cintas Center. This is what in a normal year the Cintas Center would look like. This place definitely packs up for every home game, which is really exciting. Student ticketing is also free. That's included in tuition, so you don't have to pay out of pocket for that. You always have an opportunity to go to the Xavier basketball games or any one of our sports across the board. And that's an absolutely electrifying atmosphere. That's something that I really enjoyed. I wasn't a big basketball fan to begin with, and that's quickly changed once I stepped foot into that arena. So definitely an exciting part of Xavier, and something that a lot of Xavier alumni cherish when they leave. Also, I mentioned the city of Cincinnati, absolutely incredible city. On the fun sense, if you want to grab a bite to eat like OTR, check out some of the sports teams that we have here in Cincinnati, like the Reds, the Bengals. Across the river, we have Northern Kentucky, which is a really fun area. And there's a bunch of different pockets in Cincinnati, which I am still figuring out today after living here for several years. And also on the professional sense, there's more than enough, opportunities to, get an internship with one of the companies here, do your clinicals, or, an internship at one of the many hospitals that we have partnerships within the city, including Cincinnati Children's, of course, one of the top hospitals in the nation. But no shortage of things to do with Cincinnati. There's always something going on. And like I said, that's on the fun sense, but also on the professional sense too. What does it all come down to? It's this 98% success rate. What that means is that 98% of our graduating seniors for the past couple of years have either been fully employed, enrolled in grad school, or are committed to doing a year of service within 6 months of graduation. And most of those plans are already made before graduation. So this just goes to show that we're putting the time and effort into our students, and they in turn are putting the time and effort into their academics and extracurriculars so that they are really ready to go once they walk out that stage. Thank you guys so much. My name is Matt Yates. I am the admissions counselor for Indiana this year, and I'm really excited to work with you guys. If you have any more questions, I'll put my information in the chat box as well. But thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed my time.
Thank you so much for all the great information. Our last representative, but certainly not least, is from the University of Toledo.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Cabrila Clark. Thanks for having me this evening. I'm going to talk a little bit about the University of Toledo as much as possible in these 6 minutes. So the University of Toledo is a mid-sized university. We are located in Northwest Ohio. We have about 20,000 students, 16,000 are undergraduate students. So we are in the 4th largest city of Ohio, and we have about a 19-to-1 student to faculty ratio and a 31 average class size. So really what that means for you is that you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. Campus is the perfect size in that you don't know everyone across campus. There will always be someone new that you get to meet, but also small enough that you're able to approach professors, meet other people, and become familiar with others. So a fun fact about the University of Toledo is that 83% of our students come from somewhere other than Toledo, meaning different countries, different states like Indiana. We are really a mixing pot. And so there's always someone different than you that you can get to know. We have over 130 programs that we do offer to students. Those range from engineering, nursing, pharmacy, astronomy is a cool one. And we also have a cosmetic science and formulation design, a bunch of STEM related majors, arts, communications, you name it, we probably have it. So there's a wide variety of programs that we do offer. And then we also have many professional schools. So we have a law school, we have a med school. We're one of the only ones in the region to have a medical school. And so there's opportunities to go beyond just an undergraduate degree and go on to a professional school and do your studies there if you have an interest in that. As far as support in campus life, we have over 400 student organizations. So those range from social, philanthropic, cultural events. There's always something going on across campus, and campus is always bustling with something to do. Really, for anyone with any type of interest, we have everything from ski club to oatmeal raising cookie lovers club. So you name it, we probably have it. And if we don't, the good thing is it's pretty easy to create. We have 16 athletic teams, and we are Division I. We do compete in the MAC. And so those are opportunities if you do have an interest in athletics. We also have club and rec sports as well if you want to take it down a notch a little bit. As far as our application is free through the month of September. So I would highly encourage any of you who are interested to submit that application within the next month just to avoid having to pay any fees. We are rolling admission, and so we will begin releasing our decisions ideally within the next month, and we will continue to do so as students submit their application and submit their documents that are needed. As far as our requirements for applying to the University of Toledo, we are test optional, meaning that you do not have to submit your test scores. You can if you would like to. Our scholarships new this year are test blind. So those test scores will not factor into your merit scholarship that you are eligible for. We also have a tuition guarantee, so that locks in your fees, tuition and general fees for the 4 years that you would be at the University of Toledo. So you don't have to worry about a price increase in that realm. And then our merit scholarships do range or go up to $6,000. For you out-of-state students, we have a Rocket Nation scholarship, and that is up to $8,000. So ideally, that will offset the surcharge that you may have as an out-of-state student. It would ideally knock it down so that you would be seeing a very minimal difference. As far as campus life and living on campus, we do require students to live on campus if they're outside of a radius, and in which you likely would be in the state of Indiana. And so our students, as first year students, do get to pick their residence hall. So you are not restricted to one or a few specific residence halls. For first year students, we have 9 residence halls and you can pick from any of those. One thing that Toledo really prides ourselves on is the push to really get students to get involved in experiential learning, as some of the other colleges have mentioned. So really, those are the experiences that I believe are going to help mold you into a great professional or go on to do well in your professional studies. So that could range from study abroad opportunities, in which we send students to many different countries across the world, co-op opportunities, which may be required for students who are interested in engineering or something along those lines, internships, and then research is always available to students to do, and it can happen as early as your freshman year if you are diligent about reaching out to some of our faculty members and getting on their radar to begin that early. That's really all I have for the University of Toledo. Thank you so much for having me, and good luck.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much to all our presenters, all great information from all the respective institutions. We do have some time left, and so at this point, we're going to dive into our Q&A portion of this session. And so I invite all of our panelists to please turn on their cameras to get ready to unmute themselves for our first question here, which is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Again, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and get started in the same order in which you all presented in.
All right. So some advice that I would give is to just be open-minded about the entire process. Don't get set in one particular way that you think something is going to happen, because there's a good chance it might not happen the way you think it will. So the more open-minded that you stay throughout this entire process, you really are going to find the fit that is best for you. So I'll go ahead and pass it on to Kenyon.
Yeah, thanks. So I would say to have fun with it. And to also not leave yourself shorthanded if you're making decisions throughout the process. So if you're supposed to create an account for one college and every college has the same thing that they want you to do, create those accounts, even if you're not using all of them, even if they're not all in the running. So that way that if you are making a decision later on down the road, closer to decision day, you're not scrambling around to make an account, get your financial aid package, get your FAFSA, and all those things. Stay on top of the time, the deadlines and things like that. But also at the end of the day, have fun with it, because this is a fun process.
I would also, to elaborate on that too, apply to as many places as possible. Like the process can be annoying, I think, sometimes, especially when you've submitted all of your information over and over and over, and that can get very repetitive. You never know what kind of scholarships you're going to get. You never know like who's going to be able to offer you something that maybe will come from a school that you hadn't quite looked into yet. Stuff like that can be very, very important. So apply to as many schools as you are able, just to see what options are available.
Yeah, my advice would be, if the college deadlines allow you to apply when you are comfortable and when you're ready. I think a lot of times there's a rush to apply right away, but really we want to hear about you. So this also isn't your time to be humble by any means. You're applying, we want to know about you, what you've done, to put it all on your application. And we also want to hear it in your essay. So just apply when you're ready, and then don't choose now to be humble about yourself.
Yeah, I would say utilize us. Like, this is our job. We're definitely the people to lean on. And this is, these are the topics that we want to talk to you about. We want to learn more about you. And like through your application, but also you yourself. I mean, I think a lot of us do like either counselor chats or interviews and whatnot. And our main job is just to make this whole process a little bit easier for you, and really give you all the information and just take that weight off your shoulders. So we've all put our information there, and you guys can find us on our separate websites and whatnot, and just really utilize us. That's my main advice right there.
And finally, my advice would be to take ownership of your college search. So while parents and guidance counselors and guardians, whoever else may be helping you through this search, if you are fortunate enough to have someone, they're all great and they can be very knowledgeable and maybe they went to college themselves. Great resource, but ultimately this is your decision. And so I think it's important that you are the one reaching out to your admissions representative and you are taking an initiative to apply and being the one to take the next steps. It's ultimately preparing you for college and adulthood. And so what a better time to go ahead and get that under your belt.
Great advice. We'll see if we can jump to one more question before we run out of time here. But the next question is, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? What is one thing you want students to remember about your school?
For the University of Cincinnati, don't let the size of the school intimidate you. I think that a lot of students hear 48,000 people, there's no way that's happening for me. We have ways to make it feel individualized and create your own experience at UC.
I would have to say that for BGSU, it would be that the legacy you leave behind really can be whatever you want it to be. There's so many different resources, so many different connections, so many different networking opportunities every single day on this campus that you really can leave a long-standing legacy of your last name that'll travel you wherever you go.
For the Art Academy of Cincinnati, with us being sort of art-centric and art first, I'd say it's really important to remember that the focus is going to be on you or your talent as an individual, and you won't be lumped in with a group of people or feel like you're just a number in the building. You are going to be treated like an individual artist and find the support that you would want to pursue art full-time.
For BaldwinWallace University, we really do have a personalized academic track for all of our students. So you will get a faculty advisor in your major. You also will be required to do internships and research and most of the time study abroad. So really kind of what your end goal is, we're going to make sure someone is with you the whole time and make sure that you enjoy your time at BW as well.
Yeah, I mentioned this in my slides, really the community aspect. Like I said, you have a lot of people to lean on here, whether it's your success team that are the professionals that are here at Xavier to make the most of your Xavier career, or the people that are sitting right next to you in class, or are doing the same club as you, or are on the same intramural team as you. I mean, getting to know people right off the bat, sooner rather than later, really makes your experience at Xavier. And I mean, those are long-lasting friendships, and you're still making those relationships all throughout your 4 years here, because it really doesn't stop as long as you're not stopping putting yourself out there. So.
And finally, my advice, or one thing that I would want you all to remember, is how approachable the University of Toledo is. So I mentioned our size as being just right, not too big, not too small. And really, I feel like that's indicative of our community as well, and the people who work and study on our campus. There's no one person that I've ever dealt with that's unapproachable or hasn't been willing to assist me or my students in any way. And I think that would be the case for any student. So there's always support and resources to make sure that any accommodations or needs or interests that you do have, those can be met so that you thrive on campus, but beyond after you graduate.
Awesome. And I love that each university and each school that was shared today is truly unique and is different in its own way. And so appreciate the panelists all being here for sharing all great information again about the respective institutions. And so thank you to each of you for being here, and thank you to each of you for joining us. As we close, there'll be a very quick 5-question survey that will appear on your browser. If you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out for us, your feedback is greatly appreciated. This session is one of many college presentations being offered, so feel free to check the website for more sessions. And lastly, this session, along with many other sessions, are being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Indiana. Again, strivescan.com/Indiana. Again, thank you all, and we really appreciate it, and have a great night.